Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Andrea, and if you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back. I could not do this without you, and I'm so glad you joined me today for today's tutorial. This tutorial is a request from some of my dearest and most fiercest nerdy Pilates teacher fans, Alessandra and Corey. And we're still in the midst of March Madness, and there's a couple mat exercises that they wanted to see as kind of an in-depth tutorial on. And of course, top of the list, especially for Alessandra, was the neck pull. When I first started doing Pilates and when I first started being a teacher, my nightmare fantasy was that I was going to be teaching a mat class and teaching the neck pull, and someone would say, can we see the neck pull? Can you do it to show us? Because I'm really bad at that exercise. I'm much better now, but at the time it was very hard and I could, barely come up. And so that was always like, oh, the neck pull. And when I'd be in the mat class, I would, the roll up would be like marginal or okay, and I'd think like, oh, later on, that means the neck pull is gonna be not so good. So if you're like me, where the neck pull causes you to just like retreat from the mat and do your seal and hastily leave, let's take a look at what's happening. And Alessandra had a really good question, because taking the name of the exercise, the neck pull, sometimes it's hard to know, like, am I really pulling on my neck? Why is it called that? What's the point of that name, and what am I supposed to be doing? And that's a little bit confusing. So let's break it down. First of all, the neck pull is kind of, I guess, in like intermediate land as far as level of exercise. The roll-up is a bit of a prerequisite, because it's essentially like the roll-up, but a little bit more challenging. You no longer have your arms behind you and, to help you come up a little bit. Let's take a look at before I talk too much. I'm already in danger of talking too much. So let's just contrast the prerequisite of the roll-up with the neck pull. Okay, so I encourage you, if you have a mat that has a strap, or if you have a way in your home that you can kind of improvise something to have on your feet, it'll actually really help you to do the exercise. Not only to help you up, but over time to really help you open up deeply in your back. The more you figure out how to use this strap effectively. And we'll talk about that too, because that's a lot of the roll-up and the neck pull as well. Okay, so the roll-up, which you do as your second exercise, you have this long lever of your arms that's kind of going this way. So it adds a little bit of help to pick up the weight of the upper body. I'm just going to do that one more time. And my goal is that everything that's on the back of me, from the upper back all the way down to the heel and continuing to the ball of the foot, that action is really going down. And the more that can happen, where the body reaches under like that, and you lift the stomach and the bottom away, it's going to help you to keep the strap tight and use it effectively. But you want to kind of milk that a little bit. So as I'm approaching the strap, I'm pulling my stomach back crazily. And my goal is that I pull it back so much that the strap doesn't go slack. I'm quasi-successful. So now in the neck pull, that's going to be the same task, but now my upper body is heavier because it has now the weight of the arms on it. So it's going to be not as advantageous to roll up. So I still want to feel like the upper back is going all the way down to my heels. I'm going to pick my head up and I'm going to lift my bottom and my stomach far away and up and behind me and keep going. The goal is that the back is round, not that you get all the way to your legs. So you'll stretch 3 times. You'll lift up tall. And then again, from the upper back all the way down, that's going downward as this is lifting up. So that you're slowly placing yourself down and you don't skip any parts of your back. So that's the way in which you'll manage the strap, if you have a strap, to help you open up deeply into your back. So now let's talk about why it's called the neck pull and should you really pull on your head. So my answer to that, the short answer to that is it's called the neck pull because you're elongating kind of in both directions, including the part of the spine that goes up into your neck, and connects to your skull. So the name is correct, and the manner in which you're going to pull on your neck, I'll explain. Okay, so while you're on the mat, you're first going to put your hands either one over the other, or you can put them interlaced as well. I kind of prefer, now I'm like, which do I prefer? So I sort of prefer the one hand over the other, because if you have a side that doesn't like to connect into your back as much, you can actually use the contact that you have with yourself as like you're an apparatus. So you are your own apparatus. So I'm going to put my left hand at the base of my skull where my neck connects into my skull so that I can use that to help feel these muscles on my back, which don't like to work very much. And then I'm going to put the right hand on the top of that. Okay, so as I'm here, you're going to gently elongate your neck along the mat. So that's the kind of the lengthening and pulling. I'm just seeing, so with that contact, you're going to kind of lengthen it out. And I find when I lengthen my neck on the mat, I feel it right here. And this is really what you're going to need to help you get up and over in your neck pull. The upper stomach is really going to try to stand on your feet. So I'm already lengthening my neck, and I'm just going to try to keep doing that like I could lengthen it to the ceiling. So you're not pulling on your neck, you're lengthening your neck. You are your own neck stretcher. And so now you're going to start with the low stomach in the bottom, and you're going to lengthen yourself up to a tall position, and you're going to continue that kind of gentle lengthening your neck as well, because it's part of your spine. And now, as you scoop the belly away, the neck and the spine are still trying to go upward as the belly is sneaking away to place itself on the mat. And then once the shoulders get to the mat, you're going to gently press your head into your hands as you place it back onto the mat. So that it gives you kind of a nice stretch back there, but that part is really generated with your head pressing into your hands, not really the pulling action that we started with. And, you know, as you're doing the exercise in real time, that might be a sort of a tiny moment, and sometimes it gets forgotten, but that is really the elongation that continues, that gives the exercise its name. So let's do one more, just talking about that, just so we can review it for a moment, and then we're going to look at what happens if you still, it's still sort of like hoisting yourself off the mat, and how you can give yourself a little assist. And I think there's another video that I did with Leslie Logan, The Struggle is Real, on the neck pull, and I will include that in the box below, because you can take a look at that with her tips as well as my tips as well. And there may be overlapping information in my two videos, but you know, it's a year later, I might have something different to say. Okay, so meanwhile, the upper back all the way down to where your heels are, and then gently elongate your neck on the mat. And that's going to help you pick up your butt and your stomach and lift it up and over like it's going to the ceiling. And then start with your stomach. Roll it back up. Keep that elongation and let that help you kind of gently pull in and keep lifting until you place yourself down with control. When the shoulders hit, you're going to gently press your head into your hands as your head goes to the mat. Okay, so there's another way you can use an assist with your hands that will help you to work through stiff spots in your back. And you're really going to use your upper body. So I'm standing on my feet from my upper stomach to my heels. And then if I get to a spot that feels like, I got nothing, it's prohibitive, I can't come up, I'm going to take my hands onto my legs. And I'm going to pull my low stomach in and use my arms to bring my upper body over that sticky spot, and then I'm going to put my hands back. And this really shouldn't make it easier. It should just give you a little more control to try to bend the spot that doesn't want to bend. And then if you feel like you're crashing to the mat, hold on, pull your stomach in, and place yourself down gently. Whew, yeah, it doesn't make it easier. Let's do that one more time. And take your time as you're working through that spot. You want to make sure that you work through it so it gets addressed, and you don't just blow by it each time, or it won't ever get better. Okay. Find the sticky spot, or the sticky spot finds you. Use your hands, pull your stomach in and bring your upper body over. When you get past it, put your hands back. Stretch. Ugh. That's all. Maybe I need you to be doing this too. Suck your stomach in, roll down, grab onto your legs if you feel like you're crashing, and pull your stomach in past that sticky spot. So that you'll still start the exercise in the same manner, but in between, you'll make that shift of your hands. And I have to emphasize, if you're a teacher and you try to teach people this assist, it's really hard, I find, it's really hard to communicate to them to take their time through the difficult part. Because you'll see a lot of things like just the counterbalancing happening. Like they'll curl up and do this, and pop up, you know, so they do get up, but it's not really getting into that area. So be very direct, use your hands, stop them if you need to, but really get them to address that spot. Because I find that it's very challenging to explain to people to take their time, to pull with their hands. You know, usually we're telling them like, stop using your arms so much. And suddenly we're like, grab on, pull yourself up. So take your time with people and take your time with yourself. This is a challenging exercise, and I have great empathy for people struggling with the neck pull, because it is not easy to do. And do work on your roll up as well, and all the things that are really the same exercise with just different elements. You know, the roll up, your open leg rocker, the teaser, you know, everything where you roll up and roll down is going to help you with the neck pull. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Alessandra and Corey, for this suggestion, because we can all use more tutorials on the mat exercises. They are very nuanced and challenging and rewarding and great. Thank you. If you'd like to see more videos like this, do give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you'd like to see another mat exercise dissected in a tutorial, an in-depth tutorial. And I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching.